In our last video, we were in the Garden District of New Orleans, Louisiana. It was the second of two videos. In this video,
we're in Inverness, Florida.
as usual, why don't you start us off by telling us a little bit about this town?
Inverness is the county seat of Citrus County, Florida, and it has a population of about 7,500. The settlement dates back to 1868, but it wasn't incorporated until 1919. Rumor has it is named after the Scottish city of Inverness because a lonely Scotsman who was wishing he was home felt like all the lakes and rivers reminded him of his native Scotland.
Well, having actually been to Inverness, Scotland, I find that a bit head-scratching. With that said, this is a pretty cool city in its own right. So for context, we're here on, actually it was September 11th, so still summer, very warm, but not as bad as it had been because Hurricane Idalia had fairly recently passed through, I think, about a week and a half at this point. Our focus for this video will be the little downtown, as well as a really cool park just adjacent to downtown called Liberty Park. If you followed our videos in the past, you know we're not the type to show you the local strip malls or the same things that you'll find in any city. We look for the places that are unique.
Like a lot of cities we've visited in Florida, Inverness is very patriotic. Here's their Veterans Memorial in front of their city administrative offices.
So as usual, our first order of business was to make a beeline to the old historic downtown.
The first thing that caught our eye was this mural on the side of the building. If you've watched our videos, you know I love my street art, and particularly the ones that look like the old postcards. This building at 114 Main Street started off as a Citizens Bank, then became a drugstore and served as a variety of businesses, including a bus station during World War II. Today, this building houses Coach's Pub and Eatery, which is where we had lunch.
The heart of this downtown, also known as the Entertainment District, spans for a couple blocks, and I'm doing my best to capture it for you by walking up and down both sides.
The Masonic Temple here predates the incorporation of the town. It was built in 1910.
Although closer to the Gulf side of Florida, Inverness is actually roughly 70-75 miles from both Tampa and Orlando, if you're interested in visiting. My suspicion is that most visitors to Inverness actually come here by way of the Withlacoochee Bicycle Trail, which we'll visit here shortly.
The Dampier building, or it might be the Dampier building, was built in 1945 and served as the Dampier department store until 1967.
I'm sure somebody will correct that in the comments.
I'm sure they will.
They usually do. Looking at you, McPherson.
This building at 109 Courthouse Square started life as a bank, then became a dry goods store, and eventually the newspaper offices. Now it's a restaurant.
Now we come upon what's arguably the main attraction of the downtown, and that's the historic Citrus County Courthouse. Carol, tell us a little bit about this.
The courthouse was built in 1912. In 1992, it was put on the Historic Register, and it became a museum in 2000. In 1961, they filmed the movie Follow That Dream with Elvis on this site. And it was during the filming of that movie that a young Tom Petty saw Elvis and decided he too wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah, if you're an Elvis fan, there's all sorts of places you can visit within a reasonable proximity of Inverness as it relates to the filming of Follow That Dream. I know because my cousin took us on a journey to see them. Thank you.
As referenced earlier, here's the World War I and World War II memorial.
After a quick check of the map, we realized we were very close to the Withlacoochee Bicycle Trail as well as Liberty Park, so we decided to head in that direction.
On our way there, we passed the Valerie Theater. This is a 148-seat venue. It was built in 1927 as a silent movie theater with a piano player. The first movie shown there was The Only Woman in 1927. The last movie shown there was The Untouchables in 1987, 60 years later. It was vacant until 2009, and now it is open again for a variety of events. One of America's favorite drinks, Coca-Cola, was introduced in this area in the early 1900s, and this building was built in 1914 to bottle that beverage. This building is now on the Historic Registry. Coming up on our left is the McLeod House, which was built in 1915. It was named for the McLeod family that lived there until 1998. Most recently, it was a restaurant, although it seems that it is currently closed.
And there in the yard is a bathtub. Anybody knows why? Please comment. Here on the left is the old train station, which was originally built in 1892. Today serves as office space.
The pavilion there, known as the Depot, is the home of the Saturday market on the first and third Saturdays of the month, as well as other city events. And here we come upon the Withlacoochee State Trail. It is a 46-mile paved multi-use trail that follows along the Withlacoochee River and passes through the Withlacoochee State Forest. A fun fact, this is the longest paved rail trail in the state of Florida. These turtles pay homage to the Florida cooter turtle, which I will admit I had never heard of. Actually, every October, Inverness holds the Great American Cooter Fest, although in 2022 it was changed to the Inverness Country Jam.
So directly across the street, next to Henderson Lake, is Liberty Park, our next destination.
The park was built in 2002, but it was renovated in 2019 as part of the Depot District. Henderson Lake is a 422-acre lake that is part of the Apopka Lake chain.
Straight ahead, you can see the Withlacoochee Trail, as well as some parking for your bike so you can explore Liberty Park.
Directly adjacent to the trail is the Liberty Boardwalk, which parallels the lake. For those curious, my lucky streak of finding a local brewery in just about every town we visit holds strong in Inverness. Unfortunately, it happened to be closed on the day that we visited. So with that said, it's time to wrap this up. All right, what do you think of Inverness and Liberty Park? Inverness is such a cute little town. It's got a very quaint old downtown, and this park is amazing. I know they do festivals and events on the weekend, and it connects you right to the bike trail. It's great.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The little downtown is awesome. all sorts of cute little shops and restaurants, bars. The courthouse, really worth
Theater.
seeing. There's theater. And this park was such a pleasant surprise with the bike trail that runs, 40, 60 miles, something like that, through this part of the state. So kind of that old Florida feel. If you were watching this video to see the strip malls and that stuff, that's not what we're about. We're about showing you things that are unique and, in our opinion, really just awesome. So, yeah, love it. Thumbs up.
Me too.
Cool. All right, we'll see you next time. Get off the couch.
Cheers.